Local market is the heart of every city in the world. In Mexico it's called Mercado. There you can find cheap stuff, there you can find good stuff, but also in Mexico you can find some really weird and interesting stuff. I'm gonna take you for a trip around Mexican Mercados. We start at Mexico City. My name is Kacper, and I'm the professional grill master. In my free time I travel around the world looking for real food made with fire. Visiting Mercados in Ciudad de Mexico is a great way to experience two different worlds of this city. In the second part of this video you will see beautiful and popular Merced San Juan, where I was taken by my friend German, local chef, one of the best steak experts in the world, whom I met at the US beef event a few years ago. He showed me a really fancy mercado, but before that I visited Mercado Merced, place where typical Mexico City citizens do their everyday shoppings. My first impressions? This place was huge and you can buy literally everything here. I started with spices. I was completely confused when I saw the spot with chilies.
Buenos días. ¿Puedo buy? What do you say buy in Spanish?
Why there are so many and I don't know most of them? I bought classical Mexican chipotle and a seriously spicy arbol, but also a bunch of oregano. Did you know Mexican oregano is different than European? More fresh and citrusy. Next, I found sellers of true Mexican heritage, mole. You can buy hundreds of mole spice mixes. To be precise, mole is the name of a sauce which is made with these ingredients. German will talk about it in the second part of this video. Okay, I have to try. Gracias. I'll be honest, if you're European, you can really get confused trying this intensive, full of flavors, aromatic sauce. In many mixes you can taste tons of spices, chocolate, many kinds of chili. Although mole I tried were not really spicy. But in general, mole is a real flavor bomb, an essence of a Mexican taste. With my Spanish it wasn't easy, but I managed to ask about a few ingredients of mole. Mole. ¿Esta tienes chocolate? Sí.
Chocolate, canela,
ancho, chili.
anchos, pasillas, mulatos.
Boletos.
Es la base, chiles mulatos.
Mulatos, okay.
Mulatos, anchos y pasillas.
Okay.
Almendras, canela, especias.
Were you guys making notes? He didn't even mention half of it. I moved on and suddenly found myself in nopales section.
Buenos días.
Can you eat this?
Esto es
For comer? Sí? Sí? Just like that? No cocido, no asado?
¿Así o cocido?
Okay.
Con huevito.
Can I buy one? Just one for try.
¿Cuánto costó?
Diabético. Es muy bueno.
Okay. Gracias. It was the first nopales, Mexican edible cactus I've had in my entire life. It tasted a bit like a cucumber. Obviously there was a huge meat section here. You can find offal, sausages and some really nice pork. You can also find herbs, vegetables and exotic fruits, but German will tell more about it all later. In the meantime, we will talk about something unhealthy. Mexicans love sugar. Did you know that fast foods are empty here? Mexicans prefer to eat tacos instead of expensive Big Macs, but there are windows of spots called McDonald's postres, serving only desserts, and they are really popular here. I was hoping for a cup of refreshing exotic fruit juice, but it turned out to be extremely sweet. A moment later, my attention was attracted by another colorful mix of sugar and fruits.
pulpas
Pulpas.
para la cerveza
Ah, okay. Esta es pulpa.
de mora.
Is this getting boring to you? So take a look at this.
Esta es
Acosiles, camarón de río.
acosillas. Está en mar.
Ajá, en el lago. Son del lago.
Okay. So, un poco. Esta. Esta es
Tripa de pollo.
pollo.
Ajá, el intestino.
Intestino de pollo.
Ajá, exacto.
Probar, sí.
A 30 el camarito. ¿Quiere que le ponga lo mínimo o a 25 la medida?
Mínimo.
Mínimo, unos 10 pesos.
Okay.
You could not find a place to sit in this part of Mercado, so I just squatted outside to try my goodies, like a kid that has stolen a bunch of sweets from a fancy confectionery. I tried chicken intestines first.
This thing really freaked me out before, but I gotta tell you, it's quite delicious.
Chicken intestines tasted a bit like a penne noodles cooked al dente in chicken broth. Really deep umami. Magic.
Muy rico. Now the red bag, which is actually something living in the sea, some kind of shrimp or something like this, makes it really delicious. I really like it. And some brown stuff, which is some kind of a grasshopper or something like this. Delicious as well. Sour. Really tasty, guys.
Be patient, Herman will tell you more about grasshoppers in a minute. All of this only made me more hungry, so I came back to the Mercado to eat something bigger than a grasshopper.
Bien, gracias.
Esta es carne.
Estas son 3 carnes, albóndigas.
Okay. Gracias. I am completely lost and confused here, but I love this place. All the people, yeah. What a nice people. Laughing, smiling. Yeah, but I'm lost. I have no idea where am I, but the amount of food is getting bigger and bigger. I think I was here already.
Food court at the Merced Mercado was gigantic and crowded. I was shocked that eating out here is so popular for regular people. In my country, it's really not like that. In Poland, most of the people eat at home. But in Poland, in a food court in Warsaw, all you can eat is expensive Angus burger or even more expensive hipster salad with jackfruit or quinoa. And here all you can buy is cheap, simple Mexican food, which anyone visiting this Mercado can afford. It really made me sad. Poland used to be like that too. Back when I was a kid, all you could eat on the street was Polish kiełbasa with mustard or zapiekanka. And now, why are they selling Mexican tacos in food courts in Poland? Why are we buying it? Mexicans don't steal our culture. I had to fix my mood somehow, so I ate tacos with moronga, Mexican blood sausage. But I already told you about it. Please check the link in the corner if you haven't seen the video about Mexican tacos yet.
Dos tacos a moronga, por favor. Dos tacos.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción, yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente. Con una pasión tan fuerte. Ay, 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 ay. Ahora sigo cantando y sigo gozando.
Now I was finally ready to leave Merced and head downtown to Mercado San Juan to meet my friend Herman. But before I got there, I stopped for a little snack on the street. Corn is being planted in Mexico for 9,000 years. It used to be worshipped here as something given by gods. When we pray in Europe, we ask for bread. Their daily bread was always corn, the best remedy for hunger. In Mexico, you can find over 30 kinds of corn, and on the street it is a cheap, fast snack served directly from boiling water with butter, cheese and hot chili. Here, this lady with her son was offering the most popular in Mexico white corn. Unfortunately, I'm not able to say its original Mexican name. Cazahuazintle.
Pani smaruje masełkiem. Ser. Jasne.
Del que pica, del que no.
Picante.
Yo creo que a los dos mejor le pongo.
And I finally made it to Mercado San Juan, where I met German Navarette, beef expert in Mexico.
We are at the San Juan market, which is a central market in Mexico for a lot of different variety of ingredients from all over the world, but mainly Mexican, obviously.
But we are in a fancy place, right?
Well, it's kind of more higher. Yes, absolutely. So here what we have is the fish area where we can find all kinds of seafood. So we have a lot of fresh shrimp, a lot of fresh red snapper, it's very typical from Mexico, and many other different white fish, some of them tougher than others. So we have a lot of fish to choose from, and also a lot of seafood. All of this fish was probably caught last night. So, and we have this is the red snapper I was talking to you about. They can be of different sizes, medium, higher. And then we have tuna fish, obviously also caught from northern part of Mexico, there on the Pacific coast, and most of it is exported to Japan. We have a lot of tuna fish exported.
Okay.
In the meat section, Mexican music was quite noisy. But after we moved away, German told me where did beef and pork came here from and what was the indigenous Mexican's food like.
We didn't have any cows, we didn't have any... Their diet was mainly out of ants, insects, dogs,
yes, I've heard about
ducks, as well birds, and fish. That was mainly our diet. So our protein intake didn't come from cows or from pork, or it didn't come from chicken. All of that came from Europe.
Yeah.
Here German was telling about rabbits, also brought from Europe by Spanish people.
I said, those are rabbits, but we leave the fur on, so we know they are not cats.
He also talked about chapulines, edible grasshoppers.
When the Aztecs first came, they lived in an area where there were a lot of grasshoppers. They were not allowed to fish, they were not in the lakes, they were allowed to kill birds, so they had to eat whatever they had. So they were grasshoppers, and we still eat them.
80 pesos los 100 gramos.
German added a few words to the subject of chilies.
When they are in the dry form, they have a different name, and they are more tasty because they concentrate the flavors. In the fresh form, they take a different name. Okay. So, and you see all these different influences. We have lentils, red lentil, green lentils, chickpeas. All of that came from Asia. It's not really Mexican, but we adopted it. And I want to show you. Quiero mole. Deme un salami. ¿Cómo está el cuarto?
El cuarto está a 65.
Deme un cuarto.
Sí, señor.
And here we also found sellers of mole.
Deme medio cuarto.
Are you buying something, German?
I'm buying some mole because I want you to try the mole.
Okay.
But listen what German has to say about it. It is really interesting.
This is a preparation. Mole means a sauce. And there must be minimum 12 ingredients to prepare this. Some recipes go all the way to 80 or 90 ingredients to prepare. Some of them take almonds, some other nuts. So basically chilies, obviously. In some of them we add cinnamon, in some others we add cacao, in some of them we add cumin. Depending on the region is the kind of ingredient that you add. Every region in Mexico has a mole, and they will all tell you their mole is the best. It depends on what you like.
Okay.
So this has almonds in it. It's one of my favorite. I like to this place.
What's the name of this mole?
Oh, Dame la orden de parte. Allá un poco por ahí. Ay, qué linda, muchas gracias.
Mole. Muy rico. Muy sabroso.
You have tasted one of the most complex sauces in the world, and that's all you have to say?
So much better.
It's okay, this dude is in shock. Let's time travel to Poland few months later. That was my first day in Mexico. I was so excited. I didn't even think about what I was tasting. And this is exactly why it ended up with just muy rico, muy something. But the good news is I brought this mole home to Poland, and few months later is the best moment to try it again. And now I think I can discover even more than that day in Mexico, because I was already blind. I've seen so many exciting stuff that I wasn't even able to absorb more. So let's see how it tastes few months later. If you put mole in the fridge, you can keep it for many months. Right now it got a little bit more dry. It looks more like a spice paste or something like this. It doesn't look like a sauce anymore. Let's see how it smells. Definitely chocolate. I can smell chocolate. Some kinds of chili probably. Really rich smell. Let's see how it tastes. Sweet. And then the cookie comes. The beautiful root aromas. Yeah, like some special Christmas cinnamon cookies or something like this. And the ending is a bit sour. Then you can actually feel the spiciness at the very end. Plenty of chili flavors, and the ending is a bit bitter. It's like a chocolate ending, but really such a rich flavor. You could eat it with a spoon actually. I cannot stop eating this. And really intense in flavor. Now let's get back to Mexico and taste some exotic fruits.
Apples came from Asia, apples, pears, they all came from Europe. But we also had ours, obviously like this one. This is typically Mexican. I'm gonna get one for you to try if you want to. It's quite different, similar decoration, it's different flavor.
German made me try fruit called Granada China. It took me for another traveling time, but this time to my childhood.
Open it like this.
Open it like that.
Are you sure it won't like?
Yes, go ahead. There.
Ah, it's easy. I eat the white thing as well?
No. Just open it up all the way through. That's right. And then you suck in the inside. That's all.
It reminds me of something. I know.
Asian.
No. Polish fruit.
Okay.
The one that my grandmother actually was, she had on her parcel. Really, it's called agrest. I have no idea what's the name in English. I'm sure there is one.
Sorry.
It tastes like agrest.
I regret it until today, but we came to San Juan moments before closing, so we were actually running in between the stands. So I had to return there at the very end of my trip, and I ate something that Mexicans never do and tourists overpay to eat.
¿Esto es todo? Esto es mezcal.
Mezcal.
No mezcal.
¿No quieres mezcal?
No.
¿Va incluido esto? ¿Está bien?
Sí.
¿Está bien así, sin mezcal?
Un poco.
The Scorpio set includes a shot of mezcal, kind of tequila, but from a very specific part of Mexico. Later I understood that this is the most valuable part of this set.
Es el aguijón, amigo, porque se puede atorar nada más. Pero si quieres, tomas foto así y después lo quitas para poderlo comer.
I also got sal de gusano, very special spice mix from Oaxaca containing salt, chili and dried worms living in agave, which we can also see in bottles of mezcal as the proof that this is made in a particular part of Mexico. It's like a cognac brandy deal.
cost.
And this is how two completely different mercados from Mexico City look like. If the almighty algorithm brought you here, please subscribe, leave a comment, like or a paw up. It will increase your chances to see more exotic markets I've visited, not only from Mexico.